Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Build Your Best Life. I'm Coach Deborah, and I'm sure most of you know my guest today. Hi, Coach.
Hello there. Hello.
Glad to have you here. We are super excited every Tuesday because we know we have great things happening. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all your prayers, your likes, your comments, and your shares. Keep them coming. Well, we have an exciting topic right here for you today. But for those of you who may not know my guest, which I know that is probably just a few of you, but we're going to let him tell you a little bit about himself before we get started.
Well, once again, thank you so much, Coach Deborah, for having me. I am excited to be here. I am Coach Ricardo Miller, the owner and founder of Effective Living LLC, a life management agency company. We are passionate about life. We help people manage their life well. We help people to launch their platforms. We help people to organize what they feel is unorganized. And so it's a blessing to do what I do. I have a book called Effective Living, Creating a Life You Don't Need a Vacation From. and super excited about the future, Coach Deborah, because a lot of phenomenal things are happening. And so I also get to serve on the board of Build Your Best Life. And so thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of the board. I am excited about today's talk.
Awesome. So make sure that you tune in and make sure you have plenty of paper to take notes because this is going to be an exciting topic. Well, most people have a desire to be better. However, they want to stay safe. So therefore, they continue to do what they've always done. The problem is they continue to get the results that they always got. It's like knowing how to invest. So you say you want to invest your money, but you want to keep it conservative. So although you may get gain, very minimal. So coach, why do people hang up on rules passed down from generation to generation or glean from someone or someone else when they see no movement? So they just follow the rules.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, Coach Deborah, because we're human beings who, when you study human beings really close, you discover that we are creatures of habit. Okay, we are creatures of habit, and so Coach Deborah, right when we came out of our mother's womb and find ourselves socializing, guess what happened? Comparison started to happen. Instantly, we were put into small groups, and those groups were taught how to behave. So one of the things you would hear was always listen to the person in charge. That was one of the rules. Always listen to the person in charge. Even though the person in charge may not be right, but we were told always to listen to the person in charge. And then watch this. Always follow the rules. Always follow the rules. So I love today's topic because we're talking about burning the rule book, and I think our conditioning holds us back, Coach Deborah. Our conditioning. We're so conditioned to stick with the way we've been doing it because for a very long time we were told not to be different. So what I would say, Coach Deborah, is for persons watching us, if you're wanting to build your best life, you have to challenge conventional wisdom. Let me say it again. You have to challenge conventional wisdom. I think somebody is saying we have an echo. We don't know why it's echoing. And so while Coach Deborah look into that, when we talk about challenging conventional wisdom, not allowing advice designed to keep you from your path, to cause you to stay in a path that is not your path, but because you've been accustomed to doing it that way for so long.
Right, good stuff. Yes,
Yes,
it's me.
there is an
I
echo.
don't know why. I've turned my volume down.
Let me turn
I
mine down.
apologize.
How about that? Is that better?
Can you hear me, Coach?
Say it again.
Can you? That's too
Is
low.
that better?
I tried turning it down. Can you hear me?
Can't understand Coach Deborah.
All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for that. That's something that we all should, pay attention to. But yes, we have always been conditioned to listen to that person talking, especially if it's someone of a high position or elder, whatever. So we listen and we tend to follow those people, whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing about it is, now that we're at a certain age, Coach Deborah, it's not as easy to start doing it the way that actually is liberating because we're so conditioned to.
All right. That's right. It begins to be a habit.
You know, we were never taught, and I hope the persons who are watching us, we were never taught to define success for ourselves. Okay? We
Right.
were never taught to define success for ourselves. Most of us, Coach Deborah, we're defining success through someone else's eye. Even if it's totally not connecting to us, like literally there's no gratification. You know how many people buy a car they don't even like, but it's the car that everybody admires, right?
Right. Yes.
You know how many people went and got degrees, not because they have a passion for that subject, but because the society's view of that degree gives for a certain aura of respect. Now you could hate that job, literally getting ulcers, because you got to do what you don't even like, but you got a degree.
That's right.
So the whole concept of defining success, when we talk about burning the rule book, we're talking about defining success on your own terms. True success is not one size fits all. True success is not one size fits all. But we've been conditioned that way, Coach Deborah. If you didn't get all A's, you didn't do well in school.
That's right.
If you did, watch this. Here, think about this analogy. Think about this example, Coach Deborah. Watch this. Track and field, right? The goal is to run a mile in 4 minutes, right? The
Right.
goal is to run a mile in 4 minutes, but you're also competing with other people. But your goal is to run a mile in 4 minutes. You take off and you end up running the mile in 3 minutes and 48 seconds. But you came third. Most people, Coach Deborah, walk off feeling like a loser. How in the world are you feeling like a loser? You broke your record.
Right.
You broke your record. You went faster than you had intended to go. So you should pat yourself on the back.
Right.
Now watch this. The person, Coach Deborah, watch this, Coach Deborah. The person who won, let's just say they had done the mile in 3 minutes and 30 seconds, but this time they won it in 3 minutes and 38, meaning they went slower, but they won. This person went faster, but they came third. The person who came third oftentimes don't feel the victory because we're conditioned to only view success through how other people sees it.
That's right. That is so right. Trying to fit in.
Trying to fit in. Come on.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I'm a winner when I meet my objective, even if it falls below everybody else's. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
I am a winner when I meet my objective, even if it falls below everybody else's. If you walked out there and says, I'm going to do this mile in 3 minutes and 48 seconds, and you beat that time, but you didn't win the race, you're a winner. You met your goal. You met your objective. And that's how people should start living, Coach Deborah. People should start defining success for themselves. What does success looks like for you?
That's good. Yes. Well, why is it relevant to construct your life for God? And after this one, I'm going to let you talk because I don't know why we have echo. So I want everybody to be able to get this. So once you answer this question, just take it from there for me.
Okay. So what's the question again?
Why is it relevant to construct your life for God and not for what other people want you to do?
Such a great question. The truth of the matter is you're going to be judged for what you should do, not what people expect of you. Okay? You are going to be judged for what you should do, not what other people expect of you. Unfortunately, we were trained, conditioned, and taught at a very early age to meet the expectation of others. So if you're at a certain age and you don't have a degree, you feel bad. If you're at a certain age and you haven't bought a house yet, you feel bad. If you're at a certain age and you haven't gotten married yet, you start feeling bad. If you hit a certain age and you don't have a certain financial status, you start to feel bad. The issue with that is, where is the feeling bad coming from? The whole term, I feel bad that I'm not married. I feel bad that I don't have a degree. I feel bad that I don't have a 6,000 square foot home. I feel bad this. I feel bad of that. And the truth is, most of what we say is feel bad is originated from an expectation that others have, that we're judging our level of happiness, contentment, and appreciation for what we're accomplishing through. You may like who you are, but because, watch this, no one complimented me today. Compliment yourself. You know, when you may have failed the class last year, but now you passed the class, but barely pass, tap yourself on the back and says, I am improving, I'm getting better. The goal here is, how can I glorify God? That's the goal. And so I need to find a way to make sure that how I'm showing up is glorifying to God. I want to make sure that what I'm doing on a daily basis, God is pleased. So here's something we have to remember. Here's what we have to remember. Embrace failure as a teacher. Most of us have been taught wrong about failure. Let me say it again. Most of us have been taught wrong about failure. Okay? Burn the fear of failure. Let me say it again. Burn the fear of failure. Okay? Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to make a stronger comeback. But most people don't see it that way, because we've been conditioned to see a setback as a held-back. And a setback is not a held-back. A setback is a setup for a comeback. And so those who win are those who refuse to quit. And you just tell yourself, okay, when it didn't work, I now discovered what happened that helped me to not win, but to find myself locking in. Okay? So the challenge here is, I need to make pursuing my goal a priority and not be afraid of failure. The other thing that we have to do is we have to surround ourselves with growth-minded people. There are some people, unfortunately, they're so conditioned to do it the way it's always been done, that if you don't watch who you're associated with, you will find yourself keeping intact what you've always done, when your victory is on the other side of you changing up how you've been doing things. Burning the rule book is built around this idea that you have to see yourself with new possibilities. Okay? You have to see yourself with new possibilities. What's going to happen when you see yourself with new possibilities? You are going to soar into a different mindset. So what I'm teaching in this season is, here's the deal. Burning the rule book is necessary for you to soar in 2025. You can't keep doing the same thing and expecting to have a stellar report or review in regards to winning. Okay? You have to be willing to break out of the box. So watch this. If someone was to go ahead and decided that they're going to get the book that blockbusters use to dominate the market in the 80s and in the 90s, please note that rule book no longer applies to today. You have to look at, watch this y'all, you have to look at the rules of engagement for today. Let me say that again. You have to look at the rules of engagement today. So first things first, you have to challenge conventional wisdom. Okay? You have to challenge conventional wisdom. Not all advice is designed for your path. How many of you have been told that? How many of you got that revelation that your path is an original path and not all advice is designed for your path? So question outdated norms and society's expectation. My biblical character, the person that I lean to when I think about this, is David. David would have died had David went out there with swords, with Saul, King Saul's shield and sword. He would have died. He would have died. There are some things that are not fit for you to go into battle with. You weren't built like how others are built. So what you have to do now is you have to accept the fact that burning the rule book is necessary to soar. You've got to commit to doing it the way God has anointed you to do it. So write this down for me. God has anointed me to do what I do. Come on. God has anointed me to do what I do. So here's what you have to do. You have to lean in to who you are and what you do. Let me say it again. You have to lean in to who you are and what you do. Success often comes from doing what others are afraid to try. So you got to be okay with being you. Be okay with being you. Be okay with being you. And when I tell you burn the rule book, forget what everybody else is saying and ask yourself, what is God saying to me? God could be saying to you, downsize your house. God could be saying to you, don't drive car like everybody else. I want you to Uber around. You don't need the car. God may be saying to you, listen, go ahead and launch that particular business from home, but nobody else has a home business. You don't have to do it like everybody else. You're not everybody else. So understand, be willing to challenge conventional wisdom. Listen, if you keep doing what everybody else is doing, you're going to keep getting what everybody else is getting. And the truth is, everybody is not winning like they try to put on a show as. You've got to decide that you've got to find your lane. There's a place where you belong. Come on. There's a place where you belong. And one of the greatest challenge in our society today is finding self. Finding who we are. Because, Coach Deborah, we have been conditioned. Coach Della Major, we've been conditioned. Listen, Ms. Jocelyn, we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned to show up based on how society has trained us. So how dare you choose to go kill a giant without a sword? How dare you go and choose to kill a giant without a shield? How dare you decline the king's offer? How dare you decline the king's offer? Let me tell you something. You've got to get to the point where you say, I am anointed for this. And until you learn to identify what you are anointed for, you will not know what to decline. There are some things you've got to decline. Burning the rule book is a part of declining what you are not anointed to do. Well, everybody else is doing it. I'm not anointed to do that. But there is something I'm graced to do. Come on, somebody. There is something I'm graced to do. And the greatness that is going to come forth from me is going to come forth from me in me doing well in what I'm graced to do. Hello? All of us have something we're graced to do. Our greatness is attached to what we are gifted to do, what we have been equipped to do, what we have been created to do. The problem is we're so caught up in wanting to fit in that we're forgetting our authenticity. We're forgetting ourselves in the midst of it. As a matter of fact, a lot of us haven't even discovered ourselves. So I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 in October. And just lately, ladies and gentlemen, I started to lean into coming into who I am. Just now, just lately, I'm talking about less than a decade. Okay, less than a decade. You've got to figure out, with 8 billion people on the planet, there is not another person like you. So here's what I love about David's story. David was out there learning himself and embracing his craft. Learning himself and embracing his craft. Learning himself and embracing his craft. And let me tell you something. When you learn yourself and you embrace your craft, you could tell a king, you could tell a person in authority, I respect you, sir. I believe your sword is the best out here. I believe your shield is the best out here, but I cannot go to war and with this giant with those. You have to know who you are, and you have to know what you're skilled to do. And that requires you unlearning. Write this down. Lord, help me to unlearn what I should have never learned. Come on, I need 10 of you to declare that right now. Lord, help me to unlearn what I should have never learned. Come on. It will be your greatest struggle in life. Your greatest struggle in life is to unlearn what you should have never learned. And that's why there are people who are struggling. They're struggling. I'm a procrastinator. But you have to unlearn the procrastination behavior that is causing you to own what you shouldn't be owning. Okay? There are people who say, well, you don't understand. I'm just not a people's person. I'm just not a people's person. Your destiny is attached to people. So you need to unlearn that behavior, that mindset that says, I'm not a people's person. That's who you used to be. But in Christ, I'm a new creature. Come on, somebody. And I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. What I'm called to do, I am capable of doing. But I'm going to have to unlearn what I should have never learned. So I need a few more people. Tag somebody who needs to say this tonight. Lord, help me to unlearn what I should have never learned. And as you unlearn what you should have never learned, guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to burn the rule book. Come on, somebody. You're going to have to burn the rule book. Coach Deborah, I am so in love with your platform because you can't. See, people want to build their best life, but they don't want to unlearn. Well, Coach, I really need to learn. What you really need to do is unlearn. Let me tell you this. Unlearning is harder than learning. Let me say it again. Unlearning is harder than learning. Okay? That's why it's called a stronghold. And once we feed that idea, okay? Once we feed that idea, it becomes engrafted, that engrafted word. It locks itself in. And even, watch this, y'all, when the truth shows up, the fella say, yeah, he telling the truth, but you still eating the way you shouldn't be eating. You still spending money you shouldn't be spending. You know you should be speaking up for yourself, but you still ain't speaking up for yourself. Because truth, watch this, y'all, given, but if a stronghold of an idea has been placed there before truth, you will agree with the truth, but you won't apply the truth because the stronghold is blocking you from application. So there are a lot of people, you have the truth. You have the truth. And so now you have to unlearn what is blocking you from the truth. Okay? You have to unlearn what is blocking you from the truth. Well, you know, Coach, I've never been a person to speak up. But you know you can't get a raise until you speak up. Well, Coach, I just don't know how to say no. Your destiny is attached to a couple of good no's. Not until you learn to say no in the right places will you emerge to your place of promise. Your destiny is attached to a few strategic no's. Before you can get to a yes that is going to take you to the next level, you have to know what to say no to. But there are people who they love God. They love God. But they say, but I don't know how to say no. I don't know how to say no. You will be stuck until you learn how to say no. The unfortunate thing, watch this, y'all. Watch this. The unfortunate thing, there are people who learn to say no and then they go too extreme with the no and say no to everything. Okay? I didn't say all no's, everything needs a no. No, I said you need to learn how to say no at its rightful place. There's a place for no and there's a place for yes. And you have to acquire the skill that helps you to gather where yes should be and where no should be. Well, coach, I'm just not good at making decisions. That's why your life is the way it is. So now what I'm saying is you have to burn the rule book. What you've been saying to yourself needs to change. Let me say it again. What you've been saying to yourself needs to change. The rule book in your life will never change if you keep saying what you've been saying. Okay? The rule book in your life will never change until you change what you've been saying to yourself. Okay? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. We know that to be true, but my life does not reflect that. My life doesn't reflect that. Watch this, y'all. Write this down. Lord, help me to become one with the truth I've discovered. Come on, can I get a few of you to declare that right now? Lord, help me to become one with the truth I have discovered. Okay? And so the truth I've discovered is, number one, I have to challenge conventional wisdom. Because, watch this, not all advice is designed for my unique path. Number two, I have to define success on my own term. I may not want an extra car. Shoots, I may not even want a car. I may not want to own a house. You may not want to be married. Come on, you may never want to work for somebody. You may never want to retire. You may never want to live in a metropolitan area. You've got to define your own success. Then you have to learn how to embrace failure as a teacher. Everything is not going to work out the way we want it to work out. But the question is, what did you learn? What did I learn from what didn't work out? If you live long enough, Deacon Dan, am I not telling the truth? If you live long enough, you have to understand the rule book must now, watch this, be looked at. Do not define your life based on failures. Do not define your life based on failures. Because when you burn the rule book, you understand failure is a teacher. Okay? Failure is a teacher. Burn the fear of failure. Okay? Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. Surround yourself with growth-minded individuals. Here's the deal. Come on, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? I feel something in my spirit tonight, and I'm so grateful. Y'all ready for this? Someone is going to do well. Glory be to God. Somebody is going to change the game. Somebody is going to get their heart's desire. Why not me? Why not me? I am sick and tired of meeting everybody who are looking to see who's next. You got to get to the point where you say, why not me? I'm next. Come on, let's say it. Let's say it together. I'm next. I'm next. I'm in line for my blessing. I'm next. Can I get about 10 of you just to declare it? I'm next. I'm next for millionaire status. Come on, I'm next for best-selling author. I am next for going viral with an anointed message. I am next, come on, to break the curse in a limited marriage situation. I am next to literally change the game. I am next. Come on, I'm next. And you write down what you're next to do. I'm next. Now here's what you got to do. Please define success on your own term. Do not let your next be attached to people. Let your next be attached to God. Amen? Come on. Pastor Basin, you feel that? I am next. Don't let your next be attached to people. Boy, what people will say if I get me a car like that, that's what I'm getting next. Don't worry about no car based on people. Get a car based on destiny. Get a house based on destiny. Get a spouse based on destiny. Come on, man. Get up in the morning because of destiny. Go to bed tonight burning the midnight oil because of destiny. Go ahead and engage in how you eat right because of destiny. Forget what everybody else is thinking and what everybody else is doing. Remember this, y'all. Remember this. Your path is your path. And the day you learn to burn the rule book and forget what everybody else says and focus on what God says, you will be like David. Come on, you'll be like David, and you will decline that which you are not anointed for. So say this with me, y'all. Lord, help me to learn how to decline what I am not created for. Come on, you need that. Lord, help me to decline what I'm not created for. I am not created for everything. I am not created for everyone. I am not created for every place. Okay? I am not created for everything. I'm not created for every place. I am not created for everything. So, Lord, help me to decline what I am not created for. Oh, somebody ought to pray that tonight. See, because let me tell you something. You be praying for a spouse and you ain't really called for no spouse. You called to nations and now you thinking you want a spouse because everybody else got a spouse. You talking about you want a 6,000 square foot house. You don't even like the small house you got. You don't even take care of what you got. But you think everyone else is going to be impressed. But you can get more only to find yourself more stressed out because your goal is flesh driven. Your desire is not inspired by God. You have been contaminated by the ideas of this world. And the Bible says, watch this, the Bible says renew your mind. Come on, the Bible tells us be in this world but not of this world. So how you show up is how you supposed to show up. No one can beat you being you. Come on, can I get an amen? No one can beat you being you. So I want to talk to the Davids out there who are burning the rule book and establishing. They're establishing. Saul, excuse me, sir. Listen, Jason Baston, Pastor Baston. Listen, all due respect, sir, but I cannot go out there with your sword and I cannot go out there with your shield. Somebody is listening to me today. I'm telling you, you've been living holding someone's sword and you've been living holding someone's shield. Your intent was right, but you have killed so many opportunities because you're showing up, not doing what you've been called to do. Okay? I am no longer going to show up trying to please others and die out on that field because I don't know how to tell the king, excuse me, sir, thank you, but no thank you. Come on. Listen, let's all get better at saying thank you, but no thank you. Come on. Let's all get better at saying thank you, but no thank you. Coach Deborah, I'm done in 2 minutes. Listen, let's all get better at saying thank you, but no thank you. That's our pursuit in burning the rule book. I have to announce it, Coach Deborah, but my new book is out, y'all. It's called Burn the Rule Book, baby. Come on, it's called Burn the Rule Book. It's out. Woohoo! Listen, it'll be on the website this weekend. Coach Deborah, I'm so excited about this book. Burn the Rule Book. It's out. So here's the deal. Why traditional success does not lead to effective living. Why traditional success does not lead to effective living. So Burn the Rule Book will be out this weekend. Oh my God, I feel this all in my spirit. I'm so glad David decided to say, listen, sir, all due respect, I cannot go out there with your sword. I cannot go out there with your shield. And I promise you, there were some people, he's so stupid, he don't know the sword that the king has is the best sword. He don't know that the shield that the king has is the best shield. But I'm here today to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, listen, it may be the best for him. Come on, somebody. Listen, it may be the best for him, but it's most certainly not the best for me. I got to go out with what I'm good at. And so I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to do what God has called me to do. I'm going to use what's in my hand. Come on. I'm going to use what I'm skilled at. You've got to burn the rule book. I'm excited. This book right here is going to be the game changer right here. Come on, y'all. Come on. Coach Deborah, I turn it back over to you. Thank you so much for having me. Guys, this weekend, this book will be out. I announced it here on Build Your Best Life. I mean, come on.
Woo. See, I'm not gonna stay on long, but thank you. I don't know if you saw it, but my book better get in the mail tomorrow. Yes. Ooh, let's hit him up, everybody. Put it in the comments. Tell him to get those books out. I hope he ordered enough for everybody, because I'm ready.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Coach. God is so amazing. He knows what to do, when to do it. See, I hadn't had an echo yesterday, this morning, but we had an echo because you had something in your belly that you needed to get out. Yes. Woo, awesome. Thank you so much. And is it going to be on at all the bookstores as well?
Yeah, but I'm promoting RicardoMiller.com. So I'm encouraging people to go to RicardoMiller.com, get a copy. Listen, it'll be on our website this weekend, going live. Cases have just arrived. And so we ready to start shipping them out. And so super excited, guys. Super excited. Effective living is bringing the next level to you, which is burn the rule book. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Get your copy.
There you go.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please check us out Thursday for Let's Talk About It. My guest is going to be Tanya Ferguson, and our topic is PACA, and that is the pros and cons of artificial intelligence. But just remember, Build Your Best Life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. Please support us. We are a nonprofit, 105c3, 501c3. We appreciate anything and everything that you can give for us so that we can help our young men and our mothers with sons in the body. Every dollar counts. And there's the echo again. I'm going to go. But again, thank you so much, Coach Ricardo. Great topic. I love it.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And I'll see you on. The devil is busy, but burn the rule book. Well, thank y'all so much. Hope to see you on Thursday. Have a blessed rest of your day. Bye-bye.